Welcome back to the Los Alamitos preview show. Before Jose and I talk about the final 4 races here on Friday night, we need to catch up with Orlando Gutierrez, who's going to be talking to a trainer who's prominent with some major entries this weekend, including the winner of last year's Southern California Derby and Corona Mas. Here's Orlando Gutierrez talking to Elena Andrade.
Well, another great weekend of racing. It's Preakness Stakes Day on Saturday. Los Alamitos will open the grandstand gates at 7 in the morning. The Vessels Club and the clubhouse will open at 8 a.m. And then our live racing program will follow the last simulcast race of the daytime. Of course, we have a great 9-race program on Saturday night, the feature race and allowance race for older horses headed by Corona Mas, Southern California Derby winner. We're here with trainer Elena Andrade. Tell me a little bit about this horse, as he's now making second outing of the year since winning the Southern California Derby.
Hoping this out should be the one where he really fires. So it was either give him an out or a work, and he doesn't get much out of a work, so we just went for the race.
Now, 4 months ago when he won the Southern California Derby, that was a special night. Your first major Derby victory here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Horse gets to sit on his laurels for a few months. What was that like, the days following that big victory for you and your entire team?
No, that was great. I mean, I remember that moment. I go over it over and over again every time I take him out and everything, and just hoping he can, keep up to par with what he's, his last performances.
Now he's going to be facing a stablemate on Saturday night, Megatron Harry, a horse that has shown some quickness. Tell me a little bit of an update on Megatron Harry coming into this one.
Yeah, well, I'm just still, trying to figure him out. He's just not really a very consistent horse. When he breaks really hard, and it's kind of hard for him to finish. Or when he doesn't finish, he's just kind of a hard horse to kind of figure out. He's not very consistent, so that's the hard problem. Training, he trains like a beast. So he kind of it's really hard to find a right spot for him. We threw him in the 100-yard dash thinking maybe that would sharpen him up, and he did okay for his first time. So we're going to try going back, going longer distance.
So the key will be just getting a good break. Maybe you can stick in there and surprise you, perhaps. Now, also on Saturday night, you have the sharpest one going 870 yards. What do you look for in this horse?
I'm hoping this is the win. She's been right there at the board the last few starts. She had a little bad luck in the last one, kind of got stuck on the rail and stuff. But I'm hoping, she got the 2 hole this time, so she likes that inside. She's won from the 1, 2 times already. So I think, hopefully we're going to get a picture taken.
On Friday night, you have a 2-year-old that you train for Dr. Ed Allred. Clandestine. Tell me a little bit about this up-and-coming horse.
He's a kitty up. He's just been, just perfect to 2-year-old, perfect. You couldn't ask for more. He's just very professional. His works were both 12.7, but he showed a lot better than what his works were. So I think his maturity level, I think he's going to handle, everything. And sometimes that makes, that can make the race. Sometimes those horses have really fast works, but he just can't handle the pressure at night. And I think this horse is really going to handle everything. Everything we've thrown at him, he's just been very professional.
And McFarland USA, another 2-year-old that you are looking forward to running on Sunday night. Kind of a fun name. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the owners they're from McFarland, so their son named him. But he ran in the trials in the kindergarten, and just, it was kind of the troubled race. The horse flipped, I think, and they backed everybody out, and he kind of stood in there too long. And he's kind of a horse that kind of, forgets pretty quick. So his break wasn't very sharp, but I mean, he really, really close. So I think he's really going to like the distance once we start running 350 and stuff like that. But I think this next race will, he kind of get the clue and really sharpen up.
And it's a family that you know well.
Oh, yes. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I had a horse for them before, and he was, pretty nice, decent horse, too. So.
Now let's take a little bit of a step back here. Let's talk about Corona Mas, but more specifically, his mother, Corona Mas Fina, a mare that is very close to your heart, to your entire family. Can you give us an update on this fine mare?
Yeah, she's like my little dynasty, my breeding dynasty. She had a first down dash filly this year, and also another One Sweet Jess filly, full sister to Corona Mas and Jess Mas. And I'm going to leave her open this year just because these were kind of late babies. Maybe pull an embryo. I think Steve Burns, we hadn't really decided yet if he was going to do a favorite cartel or go back to One Sweet Jess.
Well, best of luck. Lots of happening here in the Andrade barn. And look forward to an exciting race on Saturday night featuring Corona Mas, Megatron Harry, and a couple of more horses this weekend for the Andrade stable. Back to the studios.
Well, thanks, Orlando, and the best of luck to Elena. And looking forward to seeing Corona Mas running here Saturday in the finale, running against a pretty solid field that includes Freakin' Runaway coming back in from Remington Park and a couple other nice horses. But we have to quickly go over the remainder of the program here for Friday night, Jose. We call you Los